Welcome to another episode of Beyond the Degree podcast with Dorcas. If you are listening right now, I just want to remind you of something, and that is you are not behind. Because lately, it feels like we are all living inside this silent competition, I would say, where being a youth means constantly doing more. Constantly doing more work, constantly learning more skill, constantly getting pressured, and even proving to everyone that okay, I have something I am building, I have found purpose. One thing I noticed lately is the hustle culture taught us that if we are not always busy, then somehow we are failing. So a lot of young people started measuring their worth by productivity, how much they can do better, how exhausted they get, how many things they can juggle at the same time. But the truth is, a lot of youths are not lazy. They are just overwhelmed. Trying to figure out purpose, identity, career, survival, and the future all at the same time. And somewhere along the line, we started confusing burnout with success. But here on Beyond the Degree podcast, we are choosing to have a different conversation. We are choosing to flip the coin in our favor. I understand that your ambition is beautiful, it's important, but your personal growth matters even more. I tell you, pressure without direction will only lead to exhaustion. Because at the end of the day, when you have your hands placed on everything without focus, without direction, you retire, you retreat. And real growth is not always loud. Sometimes growth looks like resting, restarting, having to fail and try again. Growth really means you defining success in your own definition, not according to what social media created, not according to the blueprint social media placed for you. I want this to be clear that your worth is not measured by how fast you are moving. Neither is your life behind because your journey looks different. You are still becoming, you are still building. It's okay to build at your own pace. It's okay to grow at your own pace. Beyond the pressure, beyond the noise, even beyond the degree. And I think one of the biggest reasons why also culture affects young people so deeply is definitely because most of us are still trying to figure out life. Whereas life is already demanding so much from us. Imagine this scenario. You trying to discover who you are, trying to build a future, trying to survive financially, try to stay consistent. And at the same time, you're still trying to look successful online. Don't you find it exhausting? And the scariest part is the fact that pressure has become so normal that a lot of young people don't even realize they are burnt out anymore. Okay, we just target being hardworking, we target being focused, but sometimes we are not actually growing. We are just constantly tired. And social media has even made it worse because everywhere you turn to, every social media page you open, you see someone of your age announcing a new achievement. Someone of your age got a car. Someone of your age is already making six figures. In fact, someone of your age is getting opportunities that you prayed for. And even when you are genuinely happy for people, there's still this quiet pressure that whispers to you, okay, My mates are doing this, but what am I doing with my life? Why am I any different? I think that's why so many youths feel anxious about timing. Time is not on my side. Young people are just scared of being left behind. They are scared of not becoming successful early. No, they're scared of a lot of things. So because of all this fear they have, they just keep moving non-stop. And they're not moving because they are inspired. They're only moving because they are afraid. They're afraid of failing. They're afraid of being average. They're afraid of disappointing people. No, they're afraid of just slowing down and cutting people's expectations short. But honestly, I do not think life was meant to really be lived as a competition every single day. Because real growth is deeper than constant movement, constant hustling. Sometimes real growth actually means you learning yourself again. Sometimes it means you starting over. Sometimes it really looks like admitting that the path that you were chasing is not even meant for you anymore. You having a career shift, you having to redirect your purpose. And I think this is something that we do not talk about anymore as young people. Everybody talks about success, but nobody really talks about the confusion that comes before it, the pressure, the self-doubt, the fear of you not even knowing what to place your hands on. And I tell you, that is one major reason why Beyond the Degree exists. Not just to talk about careers or ambition, but to have honest conversations about your becoming. Because success is not only about achievements, it is also about alignment, it's about peace, it's about intentionality, it's about growth that actually means the world to you. And I really need us to understand this as youths, that you don't have to destroy yourself just to prove that you are serious about the future. Rest is not laziness. Taking your time is not failure. And the fact that you are moving differently from everybody else does not mean your life is behind. Some people have it all planned out early. Some people, they bloom later. It's not as if either of both is wrong, because at the end of the day, the goal is not just to become successful. The goal is your personal growth. The goal is you becoming whole, you finding purpose in what you do. And if it asks me, I think that is what matters most. This is a kind of conversation I really want us to have today. Not every season of your life has to look productive, meaningful. Not every pause really means you are failing. Not every delay really means your life is behind. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do for yourself is slow down, grow intentionally, because that is way better than you growing under pressure. So I put this to you, that if you have been feeling overwhelmed lately, if you have been comparing your journey to everybody online, if you've been questioning whether you are doing enough, this is a reminder that your life is not a race. Grow intentionally. Emphasis on you growing intentionally, not under pressure. You are allowed to learn at your own pace. You are allowed to build at your own pace. You are allowed to own your becoming. Because success that costs you your peace, that costs you your sanity, is not worth chasing. And here on Beyond the Degree podcast, we are choosing growth with meaning, not just movement for appearances, not just movement for accolades. Here on Beyond the Degree, we choose to own our own becoming. We choose to own our growth. We choose to grow intentionally. And I like to appreciate everyone that has taken their time to listen to this episode. And I hope this conversation actually reminds you to give yourself a little more grace. So do well to share this with someone who needs it, and let's continue this conversation together. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Beyond the Degree podcast with Dr.